everyone, it's Liz here. Happy Tuesday. Today's topic, turning education on its head. I'm wondering if those of you who are in Australia have heard about a new educational concept. It's happening in New South Wales near the university and it's called the Lindfield Learning Village. I've actually just found out about this week. And the reason I'm very excited and I want to tell you about this new village is because this is a model of education that I think many parents like me and like you, those people who look after and support children with school learning difficulties, have been seeking for a very long time. So let me tell you a little bit about it. This is a school where there won't be exams. This is a school where there isn't actually classrooms. There are 3 ways that information is imparted to children from the teaching staff. One is at waterholes, and they're calling them waterholes. And waterholes are where large groups of children come and meet with an instructor or their educator. So a teacher talking to a large group of children. They also have caves. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is a small space where a child can go and do independent study. There is one more type of learning place that they have. Let me tell you what it's called. I'm just looking through my notes here. So they have, the other one is campfires. So campfires are where it's a small group instruction scenario. So a teacher works with a small group. So let me tell you a little bit more about why I like this. This is an education model that is designed to create independent and resilient students who possess the learning disposition required not just to pass their exams and go through university, but to actually get through life and beyond school. It's a comprehensive model and it's designed for children of all levels. They're starting with years prep to 10 and they've opened their doors for their first time this January. In 2020, they're going to be taking in year 11s and year 12s, and they're hoping that they're going to be able to empower these kids by fostering their creativity, making them reflect critically on things, and empowering them to be problem solvers and also entrepreneurial thinkers. And this is definitely what I am thinking that school needs to do now. School needs to really move forward into a whole new realm of a model that actually meets the needs of children of today. We're talking children who are very tech savvy, children who are very fast thinkers and they can bounce from one concept to another very quickly. Also children who are moving away from a preferred model of learning that's based on verbal, in other words, talking at them all the time. We're now looking at children who want to be actively engaged in learning. That's why multisensory teaching works so well for children, and not just children with learning difficulties, all children. So it sounds like it is going to be an amazing place. They've also positioned themselves smack bang in the centre of lots of industry so that students who attend this school can go out and do lots of in-services, if you like, actually out in industry and learn from mentors and have mentors come in. So I am very interested. There will not be classrooms, there will not be year levels, there will not be exams, there won't be classes or bells to start and finish, and there's not going to be designated timetable classes. Students are going to be working on projects where all of the subjects are actually amalgamated and worked through each project they're working on. So it's on a site of the old University of Technology in Sydney. It's called Ku-ring-gai, and as I say, I found out about it this week and I thought I should bring it to your attention because I will be watching it with great interest. And as a mentor, if you like, who works in this field of learning difficulties, One of the questions I'm constantly asked by parents is, what school should I send my child to? I will move anywhere in Australia, sometimes the world, to find a school that will actually support my child in the way that they like to learn, because they don't learn very well in a formal school setting. So I can now say categorically that we have at least one school in Australia that does an amazing job, or is endeavouring to do an amazing job, because this has just started right now, this year here in Australia, and I'm going to be interested to see how successful they are and how they go. So I thought I'd keep you up to date. The principal is a lady called Stephanie McConnell. She is obviously somebody who feels very passionately about this topic. She actually says students will progress in their learning when they've reached milestones, rather than progressing simply because they've changed age or they've moved up a year on the age ladder. She says a student might choose a particular point in time when they feel they can demonstrate learning required to meet a particular learning outcome, and then they'll meet with their teachers and say they're ready to be assessed for that particular area of skill that they've developed. Now, I'm sending out a blog on this topic today. I've actually included two links. One is from the New South Wales Department of Education, and the other one's directly from the school, which talks about the sorts of students they're seeking, what the process is. Now, believe it or not, over 1,200 parents went along to their parent information evenings, and they have just been constantly interviewing to find the right sort of students, because this is a school that's going to be fluid, changing. They're going to learn from the experiences of the students as they happen. They're going to get the students to help them design the uniforms, to put the school motto into place. And I really don't know how all this is going to work with ATAR scores, which here in Australia is the way in which we decide if a student's accepted into a university or not. It's their ATAR score that decides that. But we all know now here in Australia particularly, there are multiple pathways into university, and your ATAR score is by no means, having a certain ATAR score is by no means the only way into a particular university course. There are plenty of pathways to get into university these days. So I thought I'd talk to you about Lindfield Learning Village Day, so you can do some of your own research and have a look at some of those links I've put on the blog. So I hope you have a super day. While I'm on this topic, I just want you to know that outside of Australia, so in America, in the US, in Canada, and in the UK, there are different models of education. We all know that Canada, for example, has one of the best educational standards in the world in terms of what they achieve. So if you want to look at some other models of education that are doing particularly well, definitely look to Canada. And there are also some amazing models also, as I said, in the UK and the US, where they do things differently. They don't have the structure of the traditional education system that many of us are familiar with. There are really some amazing schools out there doing some amazing things now. And it's not just all the same. So this is the first school I know that's really changed it up for Australia. But if you are in Australia and you know of other schools where you think they've really mixed it up and changed the status quo for their students, I would love you to post them below this post, and I would like to learn about them and know more about them too. So have a super, super day, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll be back tomorrow to tell you some more things. And bye for now.